I make which one? Ism 4 or Ismail to be
No, always the one without the photo, the
without
video. Can let's try.
Oh,
No.
okay, now dah. No.
Okay.
Let's see.
Alhamdulillah.
By the way, in terms of the schedule, I think I was telling you I will send you, but actually you just can count the number of chapters and pace yourself lah. Roughly, you know their speed, kan?
Yeah. I need to know like when is the last session, then I can do that.
Oh, last session. Okay, last session would be okay. Let me check when is the end level lah.
Yeah, because I'm not used to the things already.
Okay, but yeah. So end levels, Singapore.
All these students are 4N.
4N and there's two are from Express. So Shafi'i is from Express. But I told the mom already we are doing N level exam.
So Shafi'i will take the exams later.
Yeah, it will take O level. So N level registration. And yeah. Okay, do I send you the timetable? I think I download, I send you.
Okay. I can.
But
Then I will paste.
The match is actually in okay.
The students sending the chat to the one with my face, right?
The chat.
Yeah, the chat cannot come to Mr. Ismail because I don't know how to toggle. Like last time we did that.
Okay, I try now. Now it's directly to Mr. Ismail.
Oh, but I must toggle for that one. That means I got in out. Yeah, if I have it on this screen, then I can view the chat and it's still teach.
Okay, let me see. How do I? Maybe I got to allow the meeting chat punya that thing.
That means everybody is able to
Communicate with one another. Okay, let me see. How do I do that?
It's better.
Okay, let me find out how to.
It's okay now. Because this topic is a bit difficult to gather feedback because they need to draw a graph paper, but at least if they can type something, it's quite good.
Okay, let's see. Because I signed in already. I think the launch. Messaging. Sekejap, eh. Settings. Okay, I think this one now. The following setting depends on the setting change might affect. Okay. Okay, I've already. Sekejap, eh. Let me just see anymore. Okay, we try now, see whether possible or not. Not to you ni,
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi. Mana Bu Taki, Bu? Hai.
Okay, let's see,
Siapa yang dari rumah sakit? Sekarang Pak Guru. Ruang ICU kan.
This one is to you. Oh, this is to that thing. Hold on, But I just sekejap,
Tapi Bapak nggak masuk nanti.
Yeah, I just.
Como barang yang
Can you send a message to me now from ISM 4 to me? Maybe we need to restart though. Restart, maybe you want to restart or not restart? Can't hear you, you're on mute.
I said, if restart, I'm scared.
Okay, good. Because I've already reset the meeting thing to allow them to send to you. Or maybe I leave, I try to enter, see whether I can send to you. Boleh. I leave, then I'll join again. You're on mute actually. I can't hear actually.
So I can only send to this is Mr. Ismail actually. I don't have any because he's a host.
So okay, because I just changed it online. Can I leave? I try to see whether I can send to you.
Okay, can try.
I can't. I think that the meeting got to be cut off and then restart. Then I think maybe it can take place lah.
It can't be chat. Everybody see everybody chat. Cannot.
Yeah, I just changed the setting. So I think we need to restart. If you want, we need to restart. But you're worried when we come.
I'm very worried. I think
Okay.
today no need lah. Cannot.
Okay. Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Because they have to do it on the graph anyway, so they don't have the graph.
Okay, sure.
But they can see like how this. I hope.
Okay. I will search for the dates for the N level. I will send to you.
Okay, not urgent that one. I can because I'm pacing like just. It's just that now I need to cover 4A, 4B. Is it?
Yeah,
4A,
but
4B.
but 4B. If you look at 4B, it's a lot of revision of the earlier topics. It's only
Okay.
one, two topics, or I think 1, 2 topics in 4B. I think.
Okay. I have it in the other drawer. I'll take it a look. Because I think when I was teaching N level, this is the last few topics already.
Yeah.
These are all the last few. I don't know. I didn't know they are studying standard deviation. When I was teaching that, there wasn't any.
Yeah, I understand. So Shafi is coming late. Let me see. One of them cannot make it. And yeah, I will check the rest lah.
Okay. Was it 8 already? Or is it 7? Not yet, huh?
1,
2
2
more minutes.
Yeah. So once it hits 7 exactly, I will contact them straight.
Okay.
So I will leave about 7:15 lah.
Okay.
Okay. Anything you can message me straight to tell me not to leave or something. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Unless it's IT glitches. Other than that, I think shouldn't be a problem.
All right.
Inshallah, shouldn't have any IT glitches.
Okay, I will get the Adli, you're here. Assalamualaikum. Just a moment. Let me get her. So Shafi'i is coming late. Let me get.
Udah kenyang ya makannya. Udah kenyang makan mie.
I message everyone already, so hopefully they might come in anytime lah. Otherwise, what I normally
you-
do, I'll revise the earlier one while waiting or anything lah. Because
Yeah.
hardly here. Yeah. So far one is
So
here.
we start. You start.
Yeah, anything up to you.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. So before we move on to the next part of cumulative frequency, I'd like to just review a little bit about what we did last week. The most important thing about cumulative frequency is there's a table that you need to fill in, usually, right? If you recall, then you just have to add, keep on adding. Later we see the table again. The curve normally looks like this. F for frequency. This is normally what it is. It will never happen that it will look like this. So if you have to do it and you got this, means something is wrong. It is because your axis must be changed. Once you change the axis, you will get the correct shape. This one, okay? Now, when the cumulative frequency question comes in, normally they will mention the total number. In this case, is 50. So you always check this first, make sure that the highest number is 50 and the highest point is 50. So this is good because sometimes they trick you. And if it's 45, then they have this curve till a graph till 45, but their graph until 45 like this. When it's like this, you have to check, make sure that 45 is the number you circle, because that is the number we want to make use of for reference, not 50. But in this question, it is 50, so no issue. All right, so what are the questions that they can ask you? Now, the most important thing for cumulative frequency is the term called less than. When it's less than, it's very easy. So what is it? So they will say, for example, less than 10 kilograms, for example. So you look for 10 kilograms as a starting point here. All you need to do is to go up the curve and you hit there, maybe this is 3. And if it's less than, the answer is this 3, like that. Less than, no issue. Less than can also appear as at most. The word at most means less than. So when you see at most or less than, it's very simple, it's straightforward. You will have to think carefully when it is more than. Okay, how do you do more than? Very simple also. For example, in this question, they ask you for more than 60 kilograms. So the same thing you still do, you look for 60 kilograms and you start from there. All you need to do is to go up the curve using a ruler and pencil, please. And then you go to the left and you get the answer here is 46. Now, for less than 60 kilogram, 46 is the answer. But if it's more than 46, is not the answer, because more than 60 is here, this region. Now, if it's this region, you are not supposed to color like this in the exam. I'm showing you because I'm teaching, yeah? In the exam, there's no need for you to do this. That means to say the answer is here, not 46. It is 50 minus 46. So the answer is 4. That's for more than, there's an extra work you need to do because more than is the other side on the left right hand side. So more than that also can appear as at least. So when you see the word at least, it is more than. Same as more than. They means the same thing. So I can say at least 60 kilograms or more than 60 kilograms, and the answer is the same. The question they can ask you will be number of, say in this case, store, number of stores having less than, say, in this case, 20 kilogram. Let's do this. So 20 kilogram, how do? You start from 20 and you move up and you hit there and it's 18 there. So if it's number, because less than is this side, so less than is no problem. If it's number, all you need to do is to write down whatever the answer is, 18. I can also ask you for the question, fraction. Fraction of stores having less than 20 kilograms. Now, getting the answer is the same. You start from 20 and you get 18, but because they want fraction, so you put 18 over the total, which is 50, and you reduce to lowest term. This is the answer to do the fraction. I can also ask you for percentage of stores less than 20 kilograms, and the answer is the same. How you do it? You look for this one, start from 20 kilogram and you get 18, but because they want fraction, they want percentage. So you write 18 over 50, the fraction first, and then multiply with 100%. That's how we do it. And one more question they're going to ask you is probability. What is the probability that I will pick up a store that sells less than 20 kilograms? And for probability, it is the same as fraction. So you just do the same way. This is the answer for probability also. Okay, so this is what we have done last week. I'm going to answer these questions and then we move on to something new. So let's go back there. The number of outlets which sold less than 20 kilograms. I did that just now, 20, and I move up and I get the answer. Okay, now I want to do probability that an outlet chosen at random sold at least 50 kilograms. Now, what is at least? At least is more than. So must be careful with more than. Well, how to start this one? Same. You start at 50 kilograms and you move up. Move up using ruler and pencil to the curve, and you move to the left and you're going to get 44. Now, 44 is less than. You want more than. More than is this side. Therefore, it is 50 minus 44, and the answer is 6. This is number. What is the question? The question is probability. So probability is 6 out of total 50, and you reduce to lowest term 3 out of 25. So this is the answer for part 2, the probability that you're going to get at least 50 kilograms. And part 3, percentage of which sold between 30 kilogram and 40 kilogram. What's the meaning between 30 and 40? You go search for 30 and you go to search for 30 and 40, and you go up and see what are the answers. So for 30, it is 33. And for 40, you go up, it is 40. Okay, so now I have 40 and 33. So since I want between 30 and 40, I have this region that I want, and therefore 40 minus 33, and the answer is 7. Now this is number. The question asks for percentage. So to get the percentage, you get 7 out of, find the fraction first. 7 out of 50. This is fraction. I want percentage, multiply with 100%, and I will get the answer. Okay? 1, 2, 2, 14%. So the answer for this part 3 is 14%. So this we've done yesterday, last week. So I just want to review. This is what the questions are for cumulative frequency. It's a very easy topic. The questions are quite straightforward. Let's now go into something else, which is similar. Now, 80 students, 80 is a total number, took part in a survey to find out the amount of money students typically spend on lunch. The frequency table shows the results. One of the values is missing, this one missing. So how do you how do you find the value of the missing number? Now, because it is 80, it means that the total number must be 80. So all you have to do is to add this and make sure that you have 80. If you don't have 80, that means the remainder must go here. So 45 and 27 is 62, 64, 65. So this one here is 65. Sorry, 75. 45, 52, 72, 74. Yeah, so 75. That means to say the remainder must be here, 5. Because all these add up to be 80. All right, that's how you fill in that number. Now they ask you to construct a cumulative frequency table. Now, cumulative frequency table means you keep on adding until you hit 80. So your table is like this. So it is actually less than the amount spent less than, and now it's called cumulative frequency. So it is less than 2, less than 4, less than 6, less than 8, less than 10. So that is how it's done. And less than 2 is 5, the first number. Less than 4 means these two together add. Cumulative means keep on adding. 45 plus 5 is 50. Then less than 6, 50 plus 27, 77. Then less than 8, 77 plus 2, 79. And lastly, 80. Now, this number, if you were to construct your cumulative frequency, this number has to be the same as this. This is the same, have to be the same. If it's 100, the last number must be 100. If it's 20, the last number must be 20. If it's 160, last number is 160. So this one happens to be 80. So my last number has to be 80. If you get 81 or 79, means your adding is wrong. Somewhere along here, it is wrong. So you need to go back and check. Make sure the last number is 80. So this is how the answer to this question. Construct a cumulative frequency table given for this one. Move to here becomes cumulative frequency table. Okay, now they didn't ask you to construct a curve. So based on this, you can answer the question. Find the number of students who typically spend less than $4. Where is less than $4? Now, less than $4 is these two, 50, 52, right? So less than 50. Less than $4 is 50. So the answer is 50. Less than $6, 77. Find the probability that a student chosen at random. So probability is the same as fraction. Typically spends less than $2 on lunch. So where's $2? Here. So 5. Now this is a number, 5. They ask you for probability of fraction, means what is the total? 5 out of 80. This is the answer, but you need to reduce to lowest term. Reduce to lowest term, and you get the answer for this C part 1. Okay, so find the probability again. Spends at least $2, but less than $8. Now, what is at least? At least means more than. So more than $2, but less than $8. So this is a range. More than 2, but less than 8. Where is it? So more than 2 is here, onwards. And less than 8 is here. So you have to minus this 2 and you get the answer 29. So 29 students will have more than 2, but less than 8. You get that, okay? Now, that's all for this question. Now you look at this. This is the normal frequency. This is the cumulative frequency. Normally it's written like this. cumulative frequency. Now you try and write on your paper how to fill in these numbers. Based on this one, how do you fill in this number? Let's do this 1 or 2 minutes. Just do roughly on your paper. No need to send to me. Just write it down there so that you can check. Okay. Now you read the question, please. Always read the question. Now this one says 200 households. Now what does it mean? It means that at the end, the last number should be 200. That is how you check. If you get more than 200 or less than 200, then something is wrong. So now how to fill in the number? Now less than 2 is 7. The first number is copy. Then how to get the second number? 7 plus 25, 32. How do you get the third number? 32 plus 90, 122. Then 122 plus 43 is 165. 165 plus 29 is 198. Sorry, 194. Okay, so there 194 plus 6, and you're going to get 200. So this is how this one is done. Now, what is the question? Using a suitable, now they ask you to draw. Previously, this is simple when they draw for you. When it's drawn for you, you just have to answer, very simple. Now, they ask you to draw yourself. Draw this one. Draw the cumulative frequency for the given data. Now, when they ask you to draw, they will provide you with the graph paper like this. It is always in the booklet. So your graph paper is already in the booklet, so you need to draw that. So how do you draw? Now remember, the cumulative frequency, this one here, is the y-axis. Your cumulative frequency is always on the y-axis. So you look, I need to make sure I have 200. So I can scale it. So maybe I draw nicely here. You need to use ruler and pencil here. So maybe because of the short of space, I can put 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, then 120, 140, 160, 180, 200. So this is your cumulative frequency, and this has to be 0. And you move on to this side, and this one, what happens? I need to write down this one, 2, 4, 6 until 12. Okay. So maybe I should do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There. So what is this axis? This one is average monthly income in thousands. So monthly income in $1,000. Okay, that's it. So you have two axes drawn. Now you have to plot. How do you plot? You look, this is axis. I'm going to erase this so that it's not so messy. So all you need to do is to look. This is just like plotting for your graph. Same. So I'm going to use blue. I just have to take 2 and 7. So 7 is on the cumulative on the y-axis. So 7 here and 2. So like this. Next, 4 and 32. So 4 and 32. Next, 6 and 122. 6 and 122 here. Oops. Next 8 and 165. $10 and 194. And lastly, 12 and 200. So you see, this is the shape of the graph. And like I told you, the graph is always this kind of shape. And indeed, this is this kind of shape. So you then take, you don't use adjustable curve. You can use freehand, but you cannot draw like this. This is not allowed. This one you get 0. Because this has marks, you need to draw a smooth through. If you don't, you can stop for a while like this. So this is how it's done. You need to draw it smooth curve. So you adjust your graph paper and you draw nicely. That's it. So this is how it's drawn, and usually about 3 to 4 marks just by drawing the curve. Please mark the points with crosses, not dots, because they need to see where you mark. They want to give you marks for that. Okay, this is how the first part is answered. Using a suitable scale, draw a cumulative frequency. So done already. Now they ask you households with average monthly income not exceeding 3,000. Now this is 3,000. How come yours is only 246? Yes, because this is in 1,000. So actually it's 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. Yeah, so that's how it is read. Because if it's 2,000, it's too cumbersome, many numbers. So that's why we write down 2, 3, 4, but we write down in thousands. So 3,000 means it's 3. We'll receive a voucher to offset. So not exceeding, what is the meaning not exceeding? Not exceeding means less than. Okay, less than is something we like. So we go to the graph. 3 is here. I go up. 3 is 3,000. I go up, hit the graph, and here. 20 is the answer. But is it more than or less than? This question. This is less than. So less than, very good. Less than is easy. Less than is, that's the answer. 20. So 20 household will get the voucher. That's it. After you draw this, you write down the answer. This is part C. So you just write down C like this. That's how you would do. Okay. Now let's look at part D. Lower income households also receive transport vouchers. About 4/5 of the households are not entitled. Now, why are they not entitled? Because they are higher income. Only lower income can get. So they are higher income. So 4/5. How many is 4/5? So you got to find out. 4/5 is 4/5 of 200, because this is household. 4/5 of 200 is 160. So you got to go and find 160, and you get this answer, and you go down there. And so that is what is the amount. Now the thing is, what is the amount there? So you got to read. This is 7,000. So this is about $7,800. So that means to say any household earning more than 7,800, because it's the top, they are higher income, they cannot get the voucher. So this one is the answer is 7,800 or whatever it is when you draw the graph. Yeah. So there you are. So that's how you do. Now this particular question is different from all the rest that we've seen, because this question expects you to draw the graph on your own. And that's how you do the graphing. You first of all, you need to find out what number, the cumulative frequency table first. Okay, so that's it for this particular topic. Now I'd like to review a little bit about, before I go on to the next one, is about mean, median, mode, the statistics, yeah, average. So averages, there are, when you are in primary school, we also learn average. So let me just give you an example. So 3, 9, 12, 12, 12. Maybe I'll give you some more. 1, 3, 3, 3, 4, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's say I give you this string of numbers. And the primary school, we learn how to find average. And I hope you remember, average for primary school is you add all together. 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 9 plus 10 and divide by how many numbers there are. So 2, 4, 6, 7. So this is how you find average in primary school. So let's do this. 9, 10, 24, 31, 33. Divide by 7. And so you go and get the answer from there. You can press the calculator. So 4 point something. Right? Okay, 4 and 28. 4 and 5, 7. So this is how you find average in primary school. But when you come to secondary school, this average has a special name. This average now is called mean. So whenever we ask you for mean, it is actually asking you for the primary school average. So a lot of students know how to do this, but they forget. When you come to high school, when you come to secondary school, we don't call it average anymore because we have other averages. So we call it mean. So whenever you see the word mean, you just have to do this. So this one now in secondary school, this is called mean. So that's the first, this is the first average that you have learned. The second average that you've learned is called mode. What is mode? Now, mode is the most frequent. So which number occurs the most frequent? It's not the most number. It is not the largest number. It is which number is the most frequent. So in this example that I gave, 3 is the most frequent. So the answer is 3. That's how you see, that's mode. And the last average that you've learned is called median. Median is what? Median is the middle number after you arrange in order. Look at this range. I have arranged it in order, so it's good. Then you look for the middle number. What is the middle number? Now, this is 7. If you have 7 numbers, that means to say you have 3 numbers here, 3 numbers there, and there is 1 number in the middle because 3 plus 3 is 6. So there's 1 number in the middle in the 4th position. So you go and search for the 4th position, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. This is the 4th position, and the answer is 3. It happens to be the same as the mode, but not always same. So this is how the 3 averages introduced at, I don't know which level, secondary 1 or secondary 2, but definitely you learn it in the lower levels, in the lower secondary. Now, how to remember? The mean is a primary school average. Mode is the most. Now you notice that the word MO, the letters MO is there. So mode is most, and median is middle. It has the same number of letters, middle. But you have to arrange. After arranging, if you don't arrange, you cannot take the middle number. You have to take the middle number. Then the next question is asked, what happens if I have, this is odd, 7 numbers are odd. What happens if I have another number here? Let's say 10. How do you find the median? Okay, so look at it. Since I have now 8 numbers, I need to have it in 2 separate, find the middle. So if it's 8 numbers, there are 4 numbers here, and there are 4 numbers there. No number is in the middle. Nothing. Here is nothing. Therefore, what do you need to do? How do you know how to find the middle when there's no number in the middle? You need to look at this position, which is the 4th position, and the 5th position, and you got to search for these 2 numbers. So well, let's find out. Where's the 4th number? 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So the 4th number is 3. Let me just write here. I don't know space. Yeah, okay. 3. And the fifth number is this one, 4. Now, to get the answer, you have to take these two and find the average. So 3 plus 4 divided by 2, the answer is 3.5. That's how you get the median if the numbers given are even. Even numbers is that. Okay, so this is how the average is. I'd like to also highlight to you, there are other things, I don't know what else. Wait, let me see. Okay, so there are, I can also ask you for range. What is range? Range is the biggest number minus the smallest number. So 10 minus 1, and sorry, don't have to do that. 10 minus 1, so the range is 9. So range is quite easy to do. Just take the largest number minus the smallest number and you get 9. Okay, so this is what it is all about. First, I'd like you to try this one. Just do the range and median first for all of them. Can you please take about 5 minutes to do this? Just find the range and the median. Okay. So what is the range? Now this one here, because median is asked. Now, what is median again? Median is the middle number So is this the middle number 7? You cannot take this because it has to be middle number after you arrange. You must arrange first. So therefore, let's do this. You arrange. It could be 7, but you must arrange because without arranging, you cannot take the middle. So it's 2, 5, 7, 9, 10. Okay, what is the range? Let me just write here. 2, 5, 7, 9, and 10. And the range will be the big minus small. 10 minus 2. 8. That's how you get the answer. And the median is the middle number after you arrange. This is arranged already. The middle number is 7. Okay? So that's how you get the answer. 8 and 7. So similarly, for this one, or maybe I should just leave it down first. For E, 2, 5, 7, 9, and 10. So for this one, you need to arrange in order. F 0, let me just write 0.3, 0.6, 0.9, 1.2, 1.5. Okay, so now what is the range? Highest is 1.5, 1.5 minus 0, 1.5. That's it. And what is about the median? The median must be arranged. How many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 numbers. I have to break them up into 2. So 3 number here, 3 number there. There's no number in the middle. So I need to check the third number and the fourth number. First, second, third number, fourth number. So 0.6 plus 0.9 divided by 2. This is how you get the median for question F. So 0.6 plus 0.9 is 1.5 divided by 2. That's 0.75. And this one was 1.4. Okay, so for the G, again, this is not in order. Let's rearrange. 2, 3, 7, 8, 14, 19, 26, 50, 50. Then what is the question? Range. Take the biggest minus the smallest. 50 minus 2, 48. Range is very easy. How to find median? You got to know how many numbers there are. How many numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if there are 9 numbers, I can divide them into 2, 4 numbers here, 4 numbers there, and there's 1 number here to make it 9. And that is the position number 5. So you go and count. 1, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. So 14 is the median, like that. Lastly, let's do the last one. Maybe we don't need to do the last one. Okay, now I'd like to now show you, excuse me, what is quartile. Now, quartile is comes from the word quarter. There are 2 kinds of quartile. One is called the upper quartile. The other one is called the lower quartile. Now, quartile comes from the word quarter, so the lower quartile is 1/4. The upper quartile is 3/4. Or you can do it in percentage. The lower quartile is 25% and the upper quartile is 75%. So what is this 25 and 75? So 25% of the big number, of the total number. So in this case, you have found the median. The median is 7. And so this is the final number. So the, oh no, not this one, sorry. So this is the median. So you have the interquartile is in the in between. Quartile means in between the first and the middle number. So between 2 and 7, this is lower quartile. Then between 7 and the largest number, this is the upper quartile. That's how you get lower and upper quartile from a set of data. If it's not a set of data, I show you how it is going. This fraction is going to be used. But if it's a set of data, you just take a look at that. And what is interquartile range? Now, if you recall, range is big minus small. Therefore, interquartile range is the big quartile minus the small quartile. So in this question, interquartile is upper quartile is 9, lower quartile is 5, 9 minus 5. And this is how you get the interquartile range. I repeat, range is always take the biggest number minus the smallest number. Interquartile range is the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. Now, upper quartile sometimes is written as Q1. Lower quartile is Q1. Upper quartile is Q3. And median sometimes written as Q2 because they are in the middle. So this is Q1, Q2, Q3. It's just name. So if they call Q3, it means upper quartile. Q1, it means lower quartile, so on and so forth. Similarly, for this question, I have to search for where is the median? The median is here. And so where is the interquartile range? From here to here, no, it must be here. So 0.3 plus 0.6 divided by 2. So that's how you get the lower quartile. 0.3 plus 0.6 divided by 2, 0.45. And the upper quartile is here, 0.9 and 1.2. That is 2.1, 0.7. So how do you get interquartile range? Upper quartile minus lower quartile, and you get the answer. Okay, so this is how what quartile is, and interquartile and median. So we have been introduced, or rather reviewed on the meaning of median, the meaning of lower quartile and upper quartile, and interquartile range. Now these will be asked in the cumulative frequency. This question has. Let us use this one. So I can ask you this one here for the median. From the graph, I ask you for the median. How to get the median? Watch. Median is the middle number, but this is already arranged. So what is the highest number? Always whenever they ask you for median, you always look at the highest number, which is the total, is 50. So you got to find half of 50. Half of 50 is 25. This one. This is not the answer. This is your starting point. So you start from there, 25, and you move to the graph, hit the graph, and come down. And let's say it's 24. So the answer is 24. So the median is 24. Look at it, digest it a little bit. It's quite simple. So whenever I do this, whenever they give you here 20 kilogram less than, so you look for kilogram, you start from here 20. You go up and go to the left. But if they ask you for median, median is from here. So you go and find the highest number, half of it, and that's the median. So it happens to be 25, and I go down and I get this answer, that's 24. I can also ask you for lower quartile. What is lower quartile? Lower quartile is 1/4. 1/4 of what? 1/4 of the total. In this case, is 50. So 1/4 of 50 is by 2, 12.5. What you need to do? You go and search for 12.5 somewhere here. Go to the graph, come down. That's a 16. This is your lower quartile. Now, let's say I ask you for upper quartile. Upper quartile will be what? Upper quartile will be 3/4 of 50. Why 50? Because 50 is the highest. If the highest is 100, 50, 1/3 of 100. If the highest is 60, 3/4 of 60, it's like that. The highest, the total is the highest. 50 is in this case, so you can get that. So 3 times that will be 15, 37.5. Where is 37.5? You go and search now on the graph. 37.5 is somewhere here. You go to the graph and come down. Let's say it's 35. That's how you do lower quartile, upper quartile for this question, and median for questions of cumulative frequency. So you need to learn how to find this. First, very simply, you know lower quartile is 1/4, 1/4 of the highest, and you get the answer here. This is your starting point. And you go down. And then if they ask you for upper quartile, you do upper quartile is 3/4 of the highest, and you get this answer. This is your starting point. Now, they can also ask you for one more thing. What is the interquartile range? Interquartile range is the highest minus the smallest. In this case, upper quartile minus the lower quartile, 35 minus 16, and that's your answer. Okay, 19. So this is additional questions for cumulative frequency. We can ask you for median, we can ask you for lower quartile, we can ask you for upper quartile. Similarly, this question can also be asked. Let's say I ask this question. I erased certain parts there so that we can chart new questions here. Suppose I ask you for median. How to find median? So you got to get the total. The highest is 200 in this question. So median is half. So half of 200 is 100. Now this 100 is not the answer. This 100 is your starting point here. So you go and look for 100 and you go to the graph and you go down, and let's say this is 5,800. So $5,800 is the median in this question. I can also ask you for the next question will be, how about upper quartile? Okay, upper quartile can be written as Q3. How to find Q3? 3/4 of 200. Why 200 again? Because that's the highest number. So 3/4 of 200, it is 150. 150 is not the answer. 150 is your starting point. So here, $7,000. $7,000 is the upper quartile. They can also ask you for lower quartile. Now, not all the time they will ask you all these questions, but I'm showing you all the possible questions that they can ask you so that you know how to find. Now, lower quartile is Q1, which is 1/4 of 200. That's 50. So you look for 50, and you get the answer. For example, here is 4,800. So that is your lower quartile. What is the next question that they can ask you? They can also ask you for interquartile range. I written sometimes as IQR, interquartile range. Interquartile range is upper quartile minus lower quartile, which is 4,800, sorry, $7,000 minus 4,800, and this is the answer in dollars. So these are the possible questions again, class. Very good. Median, upper quartile, lower quartile, and interquartile range. Okay. Now, let's do this one. Look at this. So range is the highest minus the lowest. Median, go and find the median. Look at the highest point, halfway. Lower quartile is 1/4 of the highest, and then go and find the answer. Upper quartile is the 3/4, and then go and find the answer. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. So let's try and do this. Look here into the screen and then try to find all these questions that they ask you. Right? I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do these 2 questions. Find all these range, median, our lower quartile, upper quartile, and interquartile range. Please try. Okay, let's do this. Now, this one you have to really master because it's quite simple and you can score. Very easy to score this topic. Okay, first of all, this question on range not so common, but we'll still learn. Range, highest minus the lowest. This one, highest is 100, lowest is 0. So the answer is 100 minus 0, 100. Median, how to get the median? Median is half. You first of all got to identify the highest. The highest is 30. So median, half of 30, which is 15. Now this 15 is your starting point, not the answer. A lot of students made this mistake. They go and find half of 30, 15, and they stop. 15 is not the answer. 15 is your starting point. You got to use the graph. So from here, 15, you go down and you hit and you come down. Answer is 40. So the median is 40. That's how you get a median, not just half times the highest, yeah? And then what is the lower quartile and upper quartile? Same. So lower quartile, I'm just going to write Q1, 1/4 of 30. So what is 1/4 of 30? You go and work it out, yeah? So by 2, 2 by 2, 15. So 7.5. 7.5, you go and find where 7.5 is. That's not the answer. That's your starting point. 7.5 is here. You go to the graph, come down, and let's say this is 30. Your answer may be a bit different because it's estimate. That's why it's estimate. When it's estimate, they will give you allowances. That means your friend may be 30.1, yours is 30.2. It's okay. But of course, if it's 30.1 is the answer and you get 39.6, obviously that's too far away. So this one here, because it's on graph, because it's on screen, very difficult, I understand, but I just show you the method to get, and I'm just going to estimate this to be 30. This is my lower quartile. And then I want to find upper quartile. Upper quartile is Q3. 3/4 times 30, and that is 20, 21, 22.5. Yeah. So 22.5 is here. Hit, come down. So that's about 50, 52, let's say. Then how you find interquartile range? Interquartile range is the highest minus the smallest. Interquartile range is the upper quartile minus lower quartile. 52 minus 30, 22. That's how you get the answer there. Now, I'm sure some of us are thinking, I have Q1, I have Q3. Where's Q2? Q1 is lower quartile. Q3 is upper quartile. Where is Q2? Q2 is median. Not usually used, but Q2 is the middle there. So you have Q3, Q2, Q1, and so Q2 is here. That's your median. So Q1, Q2, Q3 there. Let's do this one. Finding the range. What is the highest number here is 20, and the lowest is 4. Now, not 0. Look, where does the graph start and where does the graph end? It starts from 4 and ends at 20. So the answer is 20 minus 4. 16. I'm erasing this one. How to find median? Median is halfway. Half of what? Half of the highest point. Where's the highest number here? Is 500. So half median, which is also called Q2, is half of 500. The answer is 250. That's not the answer. That's the starting point. 250 is here. And you go to the graph and you go down and you get, let's say, 8.8. That's your median. How to find lower quartile? Lower quartile is 1/4. Lower quartile, 1/4 of 500. So 125. So you look for 125. 8, for example. Then you look for upper quartile. Upper quartile is Q3, 3/4 times 500. So that's 3 times 25 there, 315, 6, 7, 375 here. 12. How to find interquartile range? Upper quartile minus lower quartile. 12 minus 8 equals to 4. That's simple, yeah? Let's try one more. This one. Now this one. Okay, before I let you try this one, let me ask you for median in this case. for you to find. And this one, let us find the interquartile range. Can you please try this? This one, no, don't try first. I show you how to do. I want you to find median for the first on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, interquartile range. Now, I did not, interquartile range, okay, I just want to let you try first. Later, I show you how it is done. Let's take about 5 minutes to do this. Okay, now let's do this one on the left hand side. I need to check and make sure the highest point is, okay, 50. So this is correct. I want to find median. Median is half. Half of 50 is 25. That's not the answer. Start from 25. Hit. Answer 30. So the median is 30 for the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, this question just asks you for interquartile range. Now, they didn't ask for upper quartile and lower quartile. Yes, so you have to find yourself. So they just ask you interquartile range means you have to find what is upper quartile, what is the lower quartile, and then you can find interquartile range. So on your own, you must do it. So look at the highest point, 400. So upper quartile is 3/4 of 400. And lower quartile is 1/4 of 400. Go and find the answer. 3/4 of 400 is 300. That's not the answer. This is the starting point. You go to the graph, hit, and come down. So it's 54. So the upper quartile is 54. Then you go and find lower quartile. Lower quartile, let me just use red again. Lower quartile is 1/4 of 400, so that's 100. So that's your starting point, 100, and you go to the curve, and you hit, and you come down, and it's 38. So you have found upper quartile, lower quartile, but they never ask you for these. They ask you for interquartile range. Interquartile range is the interquartile, upper quartile minus lower quartile. 54 minus 38, and that's your answer for interquartile range. Okay, simple. So now what is this question now? they ask you for 20th percentile. How to find 20th percentile? Now you can guess percentile comes from the word percentage. So the 20th percentile means 20% of the highest. In this case is 50. So 20% is 20 out of 100 times 50, and that is 10. So 10 is your starting point, and you go down, go to the graph, and you get the answer. Now this is 20. 20 is the answer for the 20th percentile. It happens to be 20. So the answer is 20. So this is the working to get the 20th percentile starting point, and that's 10, and you get the answer this way. Okay, let's do 85th percentile. 85th percentile means 85 over 100 times 50. So that's divide by 2. So 2 is 42.5. All you need to do is to go and look for 42.5, which is here. And you go to the graph, hits the graph, come down, and it's 38. That's it. That's how you find 20th percentile and 85th percentile. So they can ask you for a lot of percentile. They can ask you for 60th percentile, which is 60% of the total. They can ask you for 10th percentile, etc. But the one that we have learned so far, the median, is the 50th percentile. That's why it's half. And the upper quartile is the 75th percentile. Lower quartile is the 25th percentile, because this one we know is 3/4, 25th is 1/4, and median is half. So this is the special name, but we don't call percentile for median, upper quartile, and lower quartile. We call them these names, but the others will be called percentile. I'd like you to try and do this part B, 20th percentile and 85th percentile for this particular graph. Let's take 3 minutes to do that. Okay, 20th percentile means 20% of the highest. So this number here, highest is 400. Please don't look at this number only. You got to see where the graph stops. So this graph stops here, so it's 400. Because sometimes, I showed you at the beginning of the class, let's say they do this. Let's say this one doesn't exist. Now, suppose this is a question. Now, this one here, a lot of students will think, oh, 400 is the highest. No. 400 is not, because this one here, the graph doesn't stop at 400. The graph stops at 350. So you got to see this as the answer now. That is the highest number if I were to draw this graph. Okay, so please be careful. I like to highlight this because a lot of students just see the highest number. But it's not, especially at O level. O level, they will do this. N level, normally, they will give you this highest one is the same number. But O level, sometimes they give you this highest number is 350, but they draw until 400. So students do not check. They just straight away use 400, but 400 is not the answer, or rather not the highest number. Highest number in this graph that I've drawn is 350. So be very careful. So I'm going to erase this. And because this question has 400 highest, so it is 400. What? 20th percentile? 20% of 400 is 80. 80 is not the answer. 80 is the starting point. 80 is here. And so you're going to find this way and say 34, for example. So 34 is the 20th percentile. And so what is 85th percentile is the same thing. 85 over 100 times 400. You got to do this. And then 4 times 85, 20, 4 to 32, 340. So you go and search for 340. Again, please use a ruler, yeah? And the exam in the paper, you must use ruler. So let's say this is 56. So the 85th percentile is 56. Okay, let's do one more. I forgot to take the photo of this. Give me a moment. I take a photo of this question. Okay. So I'd like you to try this. Try this question, right? 5 minutes to try this question. Okay, let's see this. So this is a typical question, the one I mentioned. You don't look at this number only. Look at the highest number, point where it stops. And so 35, this is your key number. And this N level, normally they guide you. So they ask you the first question, state the total number of students in the class. So that is the how to get the answer. Look at the highest point of the graph. That is the answer, 35. So in this kind of question, normally what I ask the students to do is to make sure you cross this 40. It gives you the misconception that that's the highest point. Cross it so that you don't see it anymore. Okay, 35 is the answer for part A. Use the graph to find the median. Okay, what is median? Half. So half of 35. So 17.5. That's not the answer. Starting point, 17.5. Go to the graph and come down. And so that's 168, for example. So the answer is 168 centimeter. Don't erase this. In the exam, you don't erase all these lines. You must leave them as they are, because that's how they look and see how you get the answer. So leave them nicely with a sharp pencil. Let it be there. Next one is interquartile range. Interquartile range you cannot find unless you have the upper quartile and lower quartile. So you got to find those first before you can find interquartile range. Upper quartile is 3/4 of 35, and that is 26.25. So go and search for 26.25. Let's say here. And 175 is the upper quartile. That's not the question. The question for us for interquartile range, you got to find lower quartile. Lower quartile is 1/4 of 35, and that is 8.75. 8.75 is, let's say here, 5, 6, 7, 8, nearly 9. So 163. That's lower quartile. So here you are, upper quartile, lower quartile, and interquartile range is the upper quartile minus lower quartile, 175 minus 163, and that's 12 centimeter. So that's the interquartile range needed. What's the last one? 80th percentile. 80th percentile, remember percentile comes from the word percentage. 80th percentile is 80% times the highest, which is 35. So that gives you 28. 28 is not the answer. 28 is your starting point. So go and search for 28 here. Hit 177. Oh, no. No, 177. Okay. So 177 is the centimeter, is the 80th percentile. So that's how, and so the answer, if this is the question, this is how you present the answer. You don't erase all these lines. Don't erase, leave it like this. And that's how you get this answer. Now, I'd like to ask some questions on this also based on this question. I'm going to erase this. We learn how about the less than and all that so that you can refresh your memory. If I say, if I were to take, what's the probability, or rather maybe fraction? What's no probability? What is the probability if I were to pick a student less than 160 centimeter? So probability is the same as fraction. So first of all, whatever the question is, you got to know how to start and how to get the answer first. So 160 centimeter, and this is less than is good. So you find 160, go up to the curve, hit, and go, and this is 5. 5 is the answer if it's 160. Now less than is this side, so less than, no issue. It is more than that we have to worry about. So this is number. If the question asks you what, if I were to, what is the number of students less than 160, this is the answer. But the question asks you for probability, which is the same as fraction. So how to do fraction or probability? The number 5 must divide by the total number of students. In this case, is 35. And you can reduce the lowest term. So the answer is 1/7. That is the probability, or that is the fraction. Now, if the question changes to the same question here, but is percentage, you have to find the fraction and then multiply with 100% to get the percentage. So that's how these are done. Very simple. It is the same method to get the answer. It's just how you present the answer. If it's number, just write the number. If it is a fraction or probability, write the fraction over the total. And if it's a percentage, multiply with 100%. I'd like to change this now, ask you another question. If the CCA Taekwondo, for example, this question says, to enter CCA Taekwondo, you need to be 180 centimeter and more. That means you need to be at least 180 centimeter. How many students will be in CCA Taekwondo? So they ask you how many students. Okay, now very simple. What you need to do, go and look for 180 centimeter here. Then you go up, hit, and there you are, 32. Now the question is this 32 the answer? Now this one here is you have to be at least 180 centimeter, means 180 centimeter and more. So this is the highest, the highest point. So this is the answer you want. This is the region you want. The region you want is how many? It is not 32. It is 35 minus 32. That is 3. This is the number of students who can qualify to enter CCA Taekwondo, because they specify that you have to be 180 centimeter or more. Now, but this question, they didn't ask you how many students, so 3. If I change this question, fraction of students, then it's 3 out of 35. If I ask you for probability of picking a student who can go into CCA Taekwondo, it is the same as fraction. If I ask you for percentage of students entering Taekwondo CCA, 3 out of 35 times 100%. So these are the possible questions that you can get for cumulative frequency. Very, very straightforward, very, very simple. Yeah, so you have all these. I've shown you today. The first is how average. We have 3 averages. So far, we haven't seen the mode. Yeah, average, we have the mean, median, and mode. What is mean? Mean is your primary school average. Means you go and add all together, then divide by the total number. What is median? Median is the same letters as middle. So it is a middle number, but you have to arrange. Arrange from small to big. Means it's ascending order. And what is mode? Mode is most frequent. That's one we did. And I also showed you about cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency, and I taught you how to draw also, showed you how to draw. The graph is always like this. Be careful, look at the highest number. This highest number, 400, that is the highest number you must work on. So what are the questions they're going to ask you? We've done this last week and this week. They will ask you for less than, more than, you can find that. But today we have seen how to find the median from the cumulative frequency. What is median? Halfway. Halfway is 200, but that's not the answer. You need to go to the graph and go down. This is median, sometimes called Q2, very rarely used as Q2, but it is the name of it. We have also shown you what is upper quartile. Upper quartile is 3/4 of the highest. So let's say in this question is 300. So you got to go down, go hit, and then go down. This is Q3. which is the upper quartile. We have also taught you lower quartile. Lower quartile is 1/4 of 400 in this case. So it's 100, and you go down, and this is Q1. So Q1 is lower quartile, Q2 is median, Q3 is upper quartile. We have seen also what is IQR, interquartile range. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. And so that's it on cumulative frequency. Quite straightforward, quite easy to score. And I'm sure you can answer these questions from cumulative frequency. Okay, with that, I will end this week. Next week, we'll see about box and whisker, how to show these distribution with interquartile range, upper quartile, lower quartile, range, interquartile range, median on box and whisker. And I'm also going to show you about a stem and leaf diagram next week. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.